go. I want to welcome everybody to November 2nd, 2021 work session. It's 5:30. It's time I need approval of agenda.
So moved, Chairman.
Second.
Second, any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it, thank you. We had a lot of great entries. Who wants to start off?
I'll start, Mr. Chairman. I thought just one idea for how to narrow it down is I think you've all got a packet on your desk there, and I've got some from Mr. Scoville and Mr. Tipton, and then I've got a scoring sheet. I thought you could just mark a check or an X next to your top five,
Okay.
and then we could do that to narrow it down if that
Sure.
suits the board. Is that good with everybody? I'll take one of those and send them around.
Oh, excuse me. What did I do? Not, you can't, look here, you can't, I need directions.
Hey, Jason, give me a pen. Thank you very much.
We're not grading, we're just putting an X by them, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah, your top five favorites.
Jason, we need it. Thanks.
Thank you. Oh. I thought that was letter trick, it's letter trick.
That makes better sense.
I thought it said litter tree, it's litter free. Litter tree.
I get 400 reads a day. Potential spams.
Where's that? Uh-huh,
But I don't like that stain, but I love that little drawing.
yeah.
I think that stain would be cute with that drawing. What is that thing? Stay still, don't litter.
Just because I'm not following directions.
We gonna know that now?
And that's the thing, I don't really care. Like I said, I thought the first.
Everybody had time to vote? Everybody turn in your vote?
I mean, I would.
Huh?
That's hard.
It was hard. I had to go back through. That's why I like that one. I realized I voted for it.
I did like maybe lines, then like second maybe lines.
Lots of good entries.
Yeah.
Okay. Just blank? Inside's blank? Yes. Okay. I need y'all to pick out the, well, I know what you want. I need you to pick out the style you want.
This is the, I need to sign every place. Or just
The DA.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Tisha.
What do you get to say?
That's for,
We get to say you're the winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. What do you
Oh, wait a minute, no, that's Ashley.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's like gift cards or something, I think.
do you want to say something about the ordinance? Or?
Yep. To me, the biggest thing would be going, hey, that's my design all over the place.
Mr. Frank plan on being here? Was he out of town?
You stayed up all night through that?
I did.
Right.
Look, I drew them all just to be sure.
Do y'all want to wait until Mr. Frank can be here also to go over the
He
ordinance?
won't be here, he's in Cleveland.
Okay. All right, I just started to say, well, we got some time, but the board wants to, to go over this ordinance and, get some input on this. Let's see if
good with it,
Jason's
yeah.
got the results yet. Oh, Jason's tallying. I got another signature. Yeah, all right, y'all hold on, I'm doing what I'm told. Good.
Oh, wow.
Okay, is that everybody?
I just want to let you know that you're over the line.
You're over the line too.
I watched that movie in Anger Management the other day. They're on the plane and he's got his hand on the edge of his seat and he looks at it and says, we're not gonna have a problem, are we?
Look, he's salty over here, like, because I didn't bring a drink or something.
Salty.
Can I just be sour?
Yes,
I was
will
sweet
say.
the other time.
Has everybody had an opportunity to go the ordinance request change?
I have.
Can I pick on you?
I have, yep.
Okay. Can I pick on you and let you start?
All right.
You had some good notes a while ago.
Yeah, so there's a couple of places on, so I'm looking at the first one is the junk vehicle revisions. Is that the one y'all on, or are we on the,
We're on whatever you want us to be on.
man, this is gonna be a good night. So, all right, let's start on the junk vehicle proposed revisions. Chapter 62, Article 2, Section 62-32G. So there's a couple of places in there it talks about adding watercraft in there. I think it's a good idea because it specifies a couple of other different things, but it doesn't spell out watercraft and with, boats and ski-doos and sea-doos and everything else now. That's probably good to have it in there. I think it mentions it somewhere else in the code, but having it on this one's it's fine. One concern that I have, it talks about the word specifically designed for the type of vehicle being covered. So we spelled out an automobile cover, and then we spelled out that it would be in good repair. So I think that gets us better than just a cheap tarp over something or a cheap cover or something that people are. My only concern with saying that it has to be specifically designed for the type of vehicle being covered. So if it was a 1937 Ford tractor, I don't know where I would find a cover specifically designed for a 1937 Ford tractor, or a 57 Bel Air, or something antique. So I think saying a car cover or a cover for the type of vehicle that it is and that it's in good repair, I think that covers what we're trying to do. I think that would be okay instead of, I guess the word specifically designed is might be a little too restrictive that we can't enforce. The only other thing is I think number 8 says has vegetation or trees growing within the confines of the vehicle. I get that because, I think that's what we think about is when you got a tree going up through the middle of a truck and they say, don't mess with it, I'm gonna fix it, But number 6 says if it's inoperative for more than 12 successive months. I think if it's inoperative for 12 months, it's probably gonna have a tree or something growing in the middle of it. So I just think it's probably covered under number 6, because if it's been there that long, I think that would cover it. But I mean, those are the only things that really stood out to me.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll say this, everywhere I have motor vehicle, there's a stripe through it. Here's my concern, if you look at C there, any motor vehicle, where it was stricken through. And then on the back page, motor vehicles means any vehicle designed. If I read this definition without motor, okay, because they
Yep.
want motor stricken.
Uh-huh.
Vehicle means any vehicle designed to travel along the ground and/or water, and shall include but not limited to automobiles, buses, motorbikes, motorcycles, blah, blah, blah. You take out the word motor,
You talking about tricycles?
you're talking about tricycles, bicycles, I mean,
Yeah,
Kick and goes.
yeah,
Skateboard.
a scooter.
yeah.
I mean, I think in my yard of all the gadgets my kids have to travel across the ground.
Give
And
me
there's
that
a lot
address,
of-
please, because we can do
Yeah.
it anonymous.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean,
But all
y'all
of
know what
those
we were
that
trying
are
Yeah.
listed have a motor.
Yeah.
Should it be motorized?
well, I don't think that matters.
It don't
Yeah.
matter. Motor's gonna
Yeah.
cover the definition. It's-
Automobiles, buses, motorcycles, motorhomes, ATVs, trucks, go-karts, campers, watercraft, except for a trailer. But
Everything's got-
are we gonna start
Travel trailers aren't-
requiring for a trailer to be covered?
What now?
Like a utility
Oh.
trailer, we're not gonna
It-
require for that to be covered, but
It does have, no, not covered, but I
that's what
think,
I'm saying,
yeah.
but it says trailer. I almost feel like that needs to be
I wonder-
removed.
Well, it's so long ago since we got one, that we were thinking travel trailers. You know how bad they look.
I
Yeah.
can say travel trailer instead of
Yeah,
just
or
trailer.
leave that under campers, because a camper and a
Yeah,
travel
that's a
trailer.
camper.
Yeah.
I think trailers need.
Right
to be
now with
removed.
the travel trailers, like if there's one that's in decent shape and has the tag and all, we've let that go, that's in compliance. Now, if you have one that a tree's falling in the middle of it, that's handled up under solid waste ordinances.
Or
But
growing
a
in the
travel
middle.
trailer would be considered a camper, or fall under that category. I'm just concerned about removing, I know everywhere I put motor vehicle,
Yeah.
it's, the motor is struck through, but I think we need to add motor.
That's fine.
Okay. All
Can I
right, so
go-
I'm gonna leave all the motors in.
I'm gonna go back to trailers for just a moment. Hauling trailers, and I haven't been out there, is that a big issue where you see a bunch of abandoned old hauling trailers?
Like flatbed trailers.
Flatbed.
What you find on them is trash that's been there for a year.
Right. So, and then if the trailer's not tagged and a wheel's missing, is that what we're looking at, or just somebody?
I
who-
think that's more of trash rather than a junk vehicle, and if you got trash bags
A
piled up,
trailer
you
is
can,
not a vehicle.
Right, so, but are trailers included? And that's why I was asking, was it included as a party to this, a trailer?
I don't think a trailer that you put on a hitch and pull behind something should be included in the junk motor vehicle section.
Okay, all right,
Now, it can be trash, yeah,
It'd
it's
fall up under
sitting on
that.
the ground, no wheels, inoperable.
so that's trash, okay, I'm just making sure.
But it's not a motor vehicle,
Gotcha,
Correct.
yeah.
travel trailer.
Maybe there needs to be terminology that says that you can go down a highway.
Well, the trailers are supposed to have tags on them anyway, right?
Yeah.
But it's still not, the trailer is not a motor vehicle. It would fall up under some of our, I
Yeah, a
think,
camper's
our
not a motor
trash.
vehicle either.
Yeah, that's
An
what Tiffany
RV
said.
may be, but not a camper.
I have one side question, Miss Ashley. Where we've added in tractors and go-karts, they're not licensed. I have a question on that as far as a hiccup, as far as if they're required to be licensed or not. Now, given if I pull up at somebody's house and there's 15 go-karts and they're 20 million pieces, it's gonna fall up under solid waste and I can't address it. So I just wanted to ask you specifically on that one.
I mean, I don't mind, we can put it in either place. It doesn't
I mean,
have
it's
to
already
be
in the
under
solid waste, that would fall up under that.
Yeah.
We do lawnmowers fall in?
Yeah, where does lawnmowers fall in?
Solid waste.
So-
Yeah. How about the enforcement part? We've got proactively enforced by the county board of commissioners, county administrator and tax assessor, but county administrator and tax assessor has no authority.
I agree, and
To-
that's why I
to
didn't put
enforce
it,
that.
that's why I didn't have it in
Right.
mind. And I don't think, I mean, proactive is more sort of, at will of the board, or this is, Tiffany, this is how we wish for you to operate. And as I said before, our old ordinances weren't, it wasn't that our old ordinances weren't proactive. She could still issue a citation, based on something she came across. And so, I don't like it being in an ordinance that it's requiring certain members, certain personnel
Right.
to be proactive. I mean, I don't think Jason
I
has.
think that was going along the lines when we were talking about having like a board for housing, these dilapidated housing and foreclosures and things like that. Where those would be the responsible people to make sure these things got done. When we talk about a land bank and stuff like that.
Right. There's one other one in Commissioner Kitchens, I'm touting off of what his notes. County administrator shall ensure departments are unified in achieving stated objectives in the ordinance. That's policy covered under us, so we
Right.
don't need that in there.
Right.
In an ordinance, yeah.
Wait a minute, say that again, Chris.
It was the county administrator shall ensure departments are unified in achieving stated objects in this ordinance. Well, objects in this ordinance, that's a policy. That's not an ordinance.
So an ordinance says what we do, the policy is how do we obtain the ordinance.
Right. So
So,
that's
so it's almost
policy.
putting policy into law, which is not what
Right. We can do
an
that.
ordinance is. So I think if we say this is gonna be done, the administrative directive is to do it.
We're about out of time. You want to have the drum roll on who won tonight?
Are we gonna talk more about this later, because I have some other
Yes,
questions?
yes. Yeah, we can do it, well, we can do it in another work session.
We need
We
another work
finalize it in
session.
another work session?
I'd like to go back to the cover thing. Couldn't that just be a manufactured type cover? for-
Well, it has to be a car cover, it can't be
Yeah,
a tarp.
car cover,
Yeah,
manufactured type,
well, that was in there, it was in there that it was covered by automobile cover. So,
not tarpaulins and stuff.
right, because a
like that.
tarp's not an automobile cover.
Right.
You can use it as one, but it's not a automobile cover, an automobile. Yeah, so I think it was pretty good in there with standard automobile cover. And it has to be in good shape, so it can't be a standard automobile cover with rips all in it.
Everybody ready for the drum roll? By a vote of 7 votes, Be a Good Hound was the top choice.
Keep your trash off the ground.
And who was the
Be a good
illustrator
hand.
on that one? Does it say
Be
who?
your trash off the ground. Be a Good Hound. It was the third one in your package.
Third one.
They got 7 votes. Teach Our Little Hounds was the second place, again, also tied with second place with Greyhounds Against Litter. Just Can It, Be a Pup and Clean Up was 4 votes. JC Litter Free had 2. Don't Litter, Protect Our Critters had a vote. But the number one is Be a Good Hound and Keep Your Trash Off the Ground.
All right, Chris, when you said about having another workshop, like we only got sound like 5 minutes discussing this, so if we do this in 5-minute bites, we're never gonna get there.
Yeah, but we're gonna have a workshop just dedicated for this ordinance. This tonight, we just, since we had time, we figured we'd go over some of the ideas, what we had found at this point, and that way we can continue on. Mr. Frank will probably be able to be here at that time too, and we can go ahead and finalize this at the next workshop, and we'll put it on the next agenda too to finalize it.
All right,
Sound good?
Will that be the next meeting in 2 weeks or is it another?
Will we have time?
will it be before the meeting? or
Okay.
Separate?
Two
You'll
weeks.
just have to send out notice. Okay.
All right,
Because that's on the deadline.
all right, we got a deadline thing. We're gonna try to get it as quick as we can. We can get it next meeting. If not, I'm ready to get it done.
Okay.
All right. Motion to adjourn work session for a quick break before we open up and,
So moved.
all right, second. All in favor, aye? Aye. Thank you.